No, the coins are card. My card is.
Welcome everybody. We're just waiting for a few moments for everybody to come back, and then we will look at Whip by Misha. We now got about 17 people back, and there's about 30 of us, so we have to wait a few moments. It looks as if most people are back, so let's look at Whip.
"2020 was 'n nuwe jaar, 'n jaar van nuwe dinge en nuwe hoop. Maar skielik, soos 'n dief in die nag, kom jy, COVID-19, en jy steel kosbare lewens. En jy maak alles die mekaar want ek was gewoond aan 'n besige lewe. Jy was eers net 'n gedagte in my brein. Skielik, toe die son sak en die maan sy kop uitsteek, toe daag jy op, ja, sonder enige waarskuwings. Wag, ek wil nie nou al doodgaan nie, ek's nog te jonk. Maar jy kom en neem kosbare mense se lewens links en regs. Ek is nog te jonk. Jy steel nie net nie, maar jy leer waardevolle lesse van hoe om weer hoop te hê en weer vir my medemens om te gee. Ek was gewoond aan 'n vinnige lewe van tyd is geld en geld was kosbaar. Ja, geld was kosbaar. Elke minuut het ek getel. afgetel en gesukkel. Maar toe, skielik kom jy en jy vat my van die hoofpad weer na die grondpad toe, om myself weer te vind. Ek wou nog altyd stadig lewe, 'n kaalvoetkind wees, maar die grondpad leer ons hoe om oor te begin lewe en stadig te lewe. Die son verdwyn agter die wolke, maar sal weer helder skyn, as 'n teken van nuwe hoop en nuwe krag. Die gras sal môre weer groen wees, na elke storm, wind, elke storm weer, sal die gras môre weer groen wees.
Thank you, Tamisha. It was a beautiful poem of hope that COVID-19 gave us more time. It sadly kind of brought everything to a standstill and gave us time to value what is important, and then also a message of hope that the future will be better. We're coming now to the end of this webinar, and I hope that the rest of you enjoyed it, and that it gave you something to think about, because I have so many ideas and that are just floating in my head that I actually don't even know how to respond. So I'm going to leave that to my colleague from Hout Bay, Janti Dreyer, who's going to do the concluding part and the wrap up for the day. Janti? Janti is with us. He was with us.
Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
thank you for taking the time and trouble on a Saturday morning to come and be part of the webinar, Shaping Our Future. It was very inspiring this morning, and I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it will, we will activate ourselves to do something more. This morning I had the unfortunate opportunity to once again bury with my other hat a young man of 22 years old. So I come from Hout Bay, and the same things that Earl experienced in Ocean View, we have been experiencing here in Hout Bay. 2 months ago, a young man fatally shot down, also 31 years old. I had to bury. When I've come to realize that, I think somebody said in an earlier video that the reality of a dysfunctional society, and I was thinking there's an old song, a famous song. It says, "I believe the children are our future. Teach them well." I mean, you can sing it with me. Teach them well and let them lead the way. But there's part of the song that says, everybody is searching for a hero. And I'm thinking, if we live in a dysfunctional society, how can we then be heroes? But if we have listened to Earl this morning, and we listened to Amy this morning, we can become that hero to these people. Hout Bay Museum's working with the Dennis Goldberg Legacy Foundation. We are currently building the House of Hope on the museum premises, and the House of Hope will do exactly the things that Amy is doing and Earl is doing, and many other things. So I'm glad that you have been part of this webinar. I'm reminded that all of us have what Nelson Mandela had. All of us have what all the major world leaders and Nobel Prize leaders have. We all have it. And maybe you're wondering, what do I have that Mandela's got? It is influence. So if he had the influence to positive people and became an influencer in a positive way, we can influence this society, and we can shape this future as a better future. We were inspired today, and the inspiration and webinar could not have been made possible if it wasn't for the people like Amy and Earl that came on this morning. But behind the scenes, there were Mira and Dr. Leon Volgraaf and Tasneem and Bongeka and others, and Anya and others who contributed, you know, behind the scenes and so on. So we want to thank you for everything that you have done. I'm always reminded that it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are, because I believe self-development is higher than self-sacrifice. So in my lifetime, I have found out that the men and women who got to the top were those who did their jobs that they had on hand. And whatever we have at our hand, I was inspired by Amy when she said, you know, sometimes they didn't have the resources, financial resources, but whatever they could find, you know, their emotion was put into that art piece that they did. So I want to encourage all of us, you know, let us take this, let us not wait for another moment. Let's take this moment and do what is right so that we can shape the future and inspire others to greater heights. I conclude in the words of Mother Teresa when she said, let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janti. Wise words always. We're coming now to the end of this webinar. I see there's a hand or two. Thandakazi, do you still want to say something or just mention, or you can write in the chat? No, it doesn't seem so. Okay, but thank you, Janti. And I think everybody who contributed, the team from Africa Unite and from all the museums that are involved is Rwanda Migrant Labour Museum. I saw Getty was here today. Simonstown Museum, Hart Bay Museum, the Cape Town Museum, the Wheat Industry Museum in Maritzburg, and then the Jan Dankert Museum in Porterville. I hope that you will continue to watch more of our webinars. Please stay in contact. From Cape Town Museum, our next webinar is for Women's Day on the 10th of August. And yeah, go well, and I hope that you are looking forward and have new hope and have new ideas, and that we will see you again in future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. This was
Thank
the
you.
bit I got. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. That was great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elma. Love you guys. Asha. Abu. Are you guys gonna leave? Come on,